Hello guys, and welcome back to another one with us, the Review Bros, and today we're going to be taking a look at Scorched Earth pre-workout by the guys over at Rysn Fenix. It looks very cool, very premium, it has a nice touch to it, and it does actually remind me of that one scene from Tropic Thunder, which I'll throw up right now for your enjoyment.
I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker! I will massacre you!
So anyway, we'll be covering the usuals, the taste, the price, the label and the effects, and bringing it to you with the honest truth as to whether it's worth picking up for your individual needs or not. And it's promising focus, endurance, pumps and energy, which luckily enough just happens to be the exact things we look for in a pre-workout. So will it be delivering? And if you are new on the channel and you do happen to like it and find it useful, please do hit the like button, tick the bell icon, tick the sub button, because we try and put out a couple of reviews a week and we do hope that it helps in some way, shape or form. But today, let's get into this one. Taste and Mixability is the first segment of any review, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know by now, and we have got Heroic Hydra Gummy Worm flavour. So how will it be? I'll throw up any other flavours on the screen. Check out the Mixability first. It is a big scoop actually, so I will just state that first so you guys know what we're dealing with. 32.30 grams, holy hell. So obviously, generally speaking, with a larger serving amount comes a more of a struggle with the mixability standpoint, and it's not really any different here. It has mixed okay, but it is very thick in the glass. It looks like it means business. You know, you can almost see the individual ingredients swirling around in there. But there's no complaints from us because obviously we're here for the effects. But anyway, let's see how it tastes. It's very strong tasting. Very sour, as to be expected given the flavour, but I do think it tastes accurate. Tastes nice. I'm not really picking up on any nastiness on the back end. So actually I think they've done a good job. If anything, it just tastes a bit too strong for my personal preference, so maybe I should have added a little bit more water, but I don't like to take too much before my gym session because I don't want to be pissing like Austin Powers. But yeah, I do think it tastes really nice, and you can just adjust the water to whatever your personal taste is, as long as you don't mind the pissing element that I try to avoid. But anyway, let's give it another sip and I'll give you a score. I'll give them an 8.5 out of 10. I think that's very fair. I feel like it could touch on a 9 if it was a little bit more subtle, which, like I say, add more water, maybe we'll get there. But anyway, that's enough waffling about this. Let's move on to price. Let's talk about price then, because it's no secret that it's obviously going to be an expensive pre. I mean, just look how premium it looks. We've seen the label, well, actually we haven't seen the label, but I have. You're going to shortly. It's a stacked pre-workout, but if you want to pick it up, you head over to the official website, rysnphoenix.com, where you'll see it on there for £45 for a 40/20 serving tub. Obviously, for consistency's sake, we always run on the maximum attack, so we'll be going by the 20 servings to get the full serving amount. And when you do that and you break it down, it comes to £2.25 per the serving. And yes, I can hear you, it is expensive, because on our consistent price scale, where a 5 out of 10 is considered to be the bang average price point on the market, this comes in at a 2 out of 10. So it's absolutely on the premium end, you know, there's no denying it, with good reason. I don't believe that they're ripping you off based on the label and what I've seen so far, obviously. It is just an expensive pre. What I will say is they do seem to have discount codes popping up on their website to have 10% off this and that. So there are ways of saving money on this pre. I think if you subscribe, you can also get a decent discount. In fact, what I'll do is I'll ask them for a discount, if you know, see if we can get one personally, and I'll pop it in the description box and or comments down below. But yeah, it comes with a territory of the type of pre-workout it is. So with that being said, let's move forward into the label and the effects. Okay, what exactly are we getting in this stacked out 32 gram serving amount? So 2 scoops gets you that, by the way. So you have got the option of 1 or 2 scoops, but you know how we roll. It's going to be the full serving scenario. So L-citrulline up first, and by the way, it is a really long label, so I will do my best to keep it condensed in terms of my explanations, and that's probably taken up some time, so I'm not going to say any more. So first of all, L-citrulline at 8 grams, really nice dose. You're going to get some nitric oxide bumps from that, which is going to lead to pumps. Malic acid at 5 grams, which is normally shown with the well, say normally, most of the time shown, that's the same as normally. Okay, so malic acid is most of the time shown with the L-citrulline with a 2-to-1, 1-to-1 sort of ratio, but they've broken it down here. Malic acid has been shown to potentially help with your endurance, putting it simply, and that is a solid dose. Then we've got beta-alanine at 4 grams, a really nice dose there. Again, we normally look for the 3.2, so they've gone above and beyond the normal amount that we would see dosed. Amino acid gives that itchy tingly sensation when it kicks in, and it also does help with your endurance as it buffers lactic acid, but you do have to build it up in your system to get that benefit. Then we've got betaine anhydrous, 2.5 grams, really nice dose, jack of all trades type ingredient. It's going to help with your pumps, power, athletic performance. Then we've got glycopump, 65% glycerol, 2.5 grams. A respectable dose given that it is in a pre-workout powder form. So it's still going to get the job done in terms of it's going to have effect, and what it's going to do is help to hyperhydrate you. It's going to pour water into your muscle cell, giving you more hydration, helping alongside the pumps and endurance factors. Then we've got nitrosogene, which is inositol arginine silica at 1200 milligrams, really solid dose there. Going to work alongside the L-citrulline to further promote nitric oxide reduction and more pump. Then we've got L-tyrosine, another amino acid at 1 gram, really nice dose. Well, I say it's a decent dose, it's okay. So that's going to help with your focus, concentration, mood. It's going to have a role in that. And then we move down to Aquamin, which is a registered form of red algae, 700 milligrams, which has ultimately been shown to help with your hydration. So again, it's going to play into the pump element to a certain degree. Then we move down to organic spirulina. Oh, they love their random ingredients. 520 milligrams. This one is rich in antioxidants, so it's going to have anti-inflammatory benefits, and it's also going to help alongside previous ingredients to help improve your blood flow, pump. Just a general good, healthy type ingredient. Not something you'll necessarily notice incredibly when you compare it to things like, you know, beta-alanine, L-citrulline. It's not going to have like a massive needle moving effect, but it's nice to have it in the pre regardless. Then we've got alpha GPC 50%, 400 milligrams, respectable dose. You know, we've seen higher, we've also seen lower. We normally like to see 600 milligrams as a minimum, but this will still have effect without doubt. It's a choline donor, so it's going to help to increase acetylcholine levels in the brain. It's going to help with your focus and athletic performance in the gym. Caffeine anhydrous, 200 milligrams. Oh, hang on, 260 milligrams. Sorry guys, it's a really long label. 260 milligrams. So what is that, like coming on to 3 cups of instant coffee, you know, a 1.5 energy drinks worth, I suppose, of caffeine. It's going to wake you up and get you moving. Then we've got L-theanine, a controversial amino acid, 200 milligrams. And the reason I say that is because you normally see it in sleep aids because it's primarily shown to help calm you down. However, when it's paired with stimulants, it can have a more focus orientated effect. So it can sort of put a blanket over the stimulant properties and turn them into more of a controlled focus rather than a flappy bouncing off the walls kind of vibe. So yeah, that's a bit of a Marmite ingredient, kind of similar to beta-alanine in that sense. You get your people that love it, your people that hate it. So we'll have to see how it comes together here. But the ratio in terms of against the caffeine looks respectable. You know, it's lower than the caffeine, which is a good sign, but we'll see. Then we got more caffeine actually. A trademarked form of dicaffeine malate in the form of CAF2 malate at 146.6 milligrams. Normally you yield 75% of this ingredient as caffeine. I haven't done the maths, but it would be like over another 100 milligrams of caffeine. So obviously that's going to bump up the total levels of this pre-workout more into that normal range of between 350, 400 kind of realm. So yeah, do not sleep on it. Well, hopefully you can sleep on it well after you've trained and whatnot, but we'll get into that. So yeah, that's a delayed onset form of caffeine that's going to kick in slower and later into your gym session as an anti-crash mechanism after the initial caffeine starts to wean. Then we've got theobromine, which is 100 milligrams, not too bad. A very, very mild stimulant. It's that ingredient in chocolate that dogs are allergic to. Yeah, it has blood flow benefits, mood enhancement benefits, and energy production benefits. Then we have estrogen, 50 milligrams, really nice. It's an absorption agent, so it's going to get all of these ingredients through you as quickly and efficiently as possible for your gym sesh. Then we have huperzine A, 40 milligrams, which is a 400 microgram yield, a really solid dose there. The learning chemical helps to improve your memory, focus, concentration in the gym. And then we move down to black pepper at 10 milligrams, a really nice dose. And that is another absorption type ingredient similar to the estrogen that's just going to help your body to digest and utilize all of these ingredients to the best of their ability. So, is the label living up to that name? Scorched Earth? I think it is. I think it's covering every area that you'd look for, you know, from, well, I've already said it, focus, endurance, pumps and energy. So it looks extremely promising, extremely premium. It is exciting times. Let's move into the effects and see what it's all about when we get down to the nitty gritty. Okay, so all that's left to talk about is the effects of Scorched Earth. So does it in fact live up to a name? Is it a nuclear attack on your gym session? Is it really throwing everything at the wall? And I would have to say yes. Maybe not from a stimulatory standpoint, you know, obviously it's going down the daily driver route, something that you can use more frequently rather than a blow your tits off occasionally kind of jobby. So yeah, with that being said, let's move forward with the first thing we always touch on, which is the beta-alanine. And I would say it kicks in pretty damn strong with this pre-workout, which I have to say, I was mildly surprised because yes, it's in there at a good dose, but there's also a lot of ingredients in here to get through your system. So beta-alanine could potentially have taken a bit of a backseat, but on this occasion it comes through nicely. And I do think that's partly at least down to the fact they've got 2 digestive agents in the ingredients that help obviously soak up all the ingredients. So yeah, it kicks in maybe like a 7 or an 8 out of 10 on the tingle scale. So absolutely it's going to get you itching and bitching for your gym session. Don't quote that. So yeah, from a beta standpoint, if you love that, great. If you don't like that, it's probably not going to be the best scenario for you unless you can kind of just bite your tongue and bear it. So yeah, moving forward onto the stimulant side of things, the energy, if we cover that first. What's it saying on here? Focus, endurance. Okay, so we'll go reverse order. We'll do energy first. So obviously you are relying on the caffeine sources and the theobromine primarily from a stimulatory standpoint, and that's fine because like I said, it's going down the daily driver route, something that's healthy, all above board. You know, you can take it probably most days of the week and not have a horrible time. So with that being said, you get none of the negatives. So it's not going to keep you up all night. It's not going to suppress your appetite. It's not going to give you jitters and nastiness. In fact, let's touch on that now. It's obviously got L-theanine in there. Some of you might have been a bit concerned about that from it dampening the stimulatory effect too much. But actually in this occasion, I think that it just feels perfect in my opinion. You definitely feel awake on it. You feel lively. You feel the caffeine hit you after about half an hour. You feel ready to go. There's no denying it. So the L-theanine doesn't, in fact, in my experience, dampen it too much to the point it ruins it. Not at all. And in fact, I do think that it builds those stimulants and turns them into a potent, nice feeling, mood elevated kind of focus. And I will say, when I was driving on down to a gym, I almost had to think to myself, did this pre-workout have like a reagerensis or any sort of like potent nootropics in it? Because it definitely feels a bit more than just caffeine. Don't get me wrong, like it doesn't feel illicit, but I just felt a bit more elated than what I was expecting. And that was the case every time I've used it. But of course, I'm going primarily by today's effects since I've just literally got out of the gym about hour ago. So yeah, from a focus standpoint, you feel locked in, you feel happy, you feel productive. There's no floaty, like euphoric, illicit feeling to it, obviously. It will hopefully surprise you the same way it surprised me from a focus mood elevation standpoint. It just felt good, it felt healthy. I enjoyed how I felt on this pre, and I had a good gym session every time. So no complaints on the energy or the focus. And lastly, let's touch on the pump, shall we? Because I would have to say they were the best part about this pre-workout. The pumps were nasty and grueling, and that should come as no surprise. We've all seen the label. They're throwing several nitric oxide precursors at you, hyperhydration, you know, water, muscle pump style ingredients. You're getting the whole nine. You're getting the whole 9 yards. And it does come through in the gym. The pumps are nasty, deep, contractionary, granity, vascular, and also you get that sort of filled out Michelin Man style look. So it's leaving no stone unturned. And as I say, every time I review a daily drivers type pre-workout, that's a good thing, because where you're obviously not maxing out the stimulant side of things or necessarily the focus, what they can do is achieve the best pumps, and they do. They put all their eggs, well, most of their eggs in the pump basket, and rightly so. It comes through nice in the gym, and I think that plays into the mood elevation, the productivity, because you're enjoying your gym session, you're getting the nasty pumps, you're enjoying your sets, your reps, you're having a good time, and that's what we go to the gym for, at least partly anyway. So yeah, I think it absolutely ticks all the boxes what it's setting out to do. Obviously on here it's claiming endurance as well, and I can attest to that. I felt like I was maintaining my strength well through the gym session. I felt good. I didn't plateau or fatigue, you know, any more than normal. Obviously it's a bit harder to tell with the endurance side of things. That's a bit more vague, and there's more variables at play where that's concerned compared to, say, energy focused pump, because they're more pronounced. But endurance was good, no complaints whatsoever. So like I've already kind of touched on, no negatives as well either. Obviously you're going to be asking, is it worth the price point with it coming in at a 2 out of 10? And I would say that it's very discretionary. It's down to you. Like if you want an all singing, all dancing, all the bells and whistles, you know, for your elite serious athletes, and money isn't necessarily a concern for you, you know, you're not on a tight budget, I would say yes. If you're on a tight budget and you're not necessarily looking to get a crazy tick all the box type pre-workout because you're happy with something more basic, then yeah, obviously it's not going to be as suitable for you. What I will say is if we do get a discount code, that will sweeten the deal even more so and make it, I would definitely, it would urge me to say, yeah, definitely worth it. Even as it stands now, I would say it probably is if you're the right type of person for it. So yeah, guys, it impressed me. I do think it's for the more serious athletes that want to get the most out of their gym session, as opposed to like someone who's starting out or a bit of an, you know, an average Joe, without sounding insulting. It's for your more serious lifters. There's no denying it. Stim junkies, obviously you probably would have worked it out by now. It's probably not ideal for you. It just won't be hitting those levels that you used to, unless you want something to cycle with your higher stims from a more healthy standpoint to back off the occasional few days a week or what have you. So yeah, I would say definitely don't avoid it. I would say currently I would say shortlist it if you're in the market for a premium daily driver. That's as simple as I can put it, if it sounds right for you. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think down below. Have you used it? Do you want to use it? Let me know all the usuals. Anything else you want to see us review on the channel, you know how it goes by now. And as always, stay stimmed and pumped, scorched earth style.